fucking tree trunk head ass, bro.
Legendary explorer Sir Francis Drake, who was buried
Bro,
at sea
you look like a
over
whole
400
goddamn
years
Q-tip,
ago.
bro.
Bro, you looking like a snack right now. I'm trying to eat your ass.
Defiling our ancestors' remains like that?
What the fuck wrong with you?
Hey, Bird was bragging earlier about how he had sex with candles. I don't know.
Well, I did do my research, and apparently Francis Drake
Damn,
didn't
you
have any
clapping
children.
Candace, bro?
Yeah, bro, you already know that.
Yeah, when Bird said he get pussy, he mean he get pussy like this.
What you mean?
Bro, yeah, because you go in the store, you go to Petco, and you buy them. What's up, man?
How do you buy pussy at Petco?
Buy pussy at PetSmart, bro.
Look at your spikes coming out of your hair, bitch ass. Look at your big ass eyes looking like dick.
Explain why you can't put a shirt over your head. Why you wear overalls? You can't put a shirt over that big
Okay,
ass
tell me
nose.
your nose, you looking like a Dorito. How was my nose?
Bro, shut up, boy. You be, bro, we running out of air because that big old nose is big.
Wait a minute, if my
They
show
have the
hadn't
whole
started this
oxygen with one
expedition,
step.
you
Boy,
wouldn't
chill
have
out,
the
bro.
Look, Mr. Drake, you
fuck
signed
is
a
this?
contract.
Oh my
You
god.
have a right to see every single thing
See
you do.
this?
She's so funny.
I can't do anything, bro.
Oh my god. Now I see it.
What's going on?
What in the fuck?
Pirates?
This is AIDS.
There's a dick on my screen.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What's good, bitch? Come sit next to me, girl.
Hey, yo,
Probably your 30s or something?
hey, Brianna.
That's my bitch. You better chill
No,
out.
she's fine, though. She's fine. I'm snatching for real.
What's good?
It's good, bro.
Hey, you got a backflip to be in the game.
Nice, bro. Watch this shit, bro. You ready? Yo.
Hey, yo, Brianna, I'm snatching you
Yeah, it's like
up,
a
though.
camera.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
Hey,
That's mama. Hey, that's my bitch.
Here we go.
Yo, Rihanna.
okay. Okay. Yo, I snatched girl, bro.
You think you can help him out? You ain't gonna help me out though. I mean, I'm big, but
Nah, it's no honest.
damn, you know what it is. She on my dick, bro. It's okay. Look at this. Let me hide from me low key. Oh my God, sorry, bro. Don't get out of me. It's my action now.
His actual girlfriend caught him.
Oh my
Yo, bro, look at her shaking that ass. Yo, she got a bad, bro. She got my dick. I ain't gonna lie. Like, shit.
for real.
Let's get some action.
Whoa, is this a big anime sex metal? It's a big anime sex metal. Hello.
Wait, hang on. Hello, cool body.
And crawl up her coochie.
Shut the fuck up, Viper. First person to ERP with me.
Damn.
I'm shoving. This is so weird. Okay, guys, what do we do first?
I think you crawl into her coochie.
What, Hyper?
Crawl into her coochie. That's always the first step.
Okay.
What the fuck? What the fuck? You fingered yourself the person.
Why did you just do that? Don't put him on my face. He's sitting
Whoa, it's your time to shine.
Uh-oh. I wonder how I got myself in this situation. Okay, I guess I'm gonna go in.
Go in.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? What's the shit on?
Oh my god.
We can see you on the inside, yeah.
You can see her fallopian.
I can see your face too. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Why did I buy this? Yeah. Dude, it's not that bad.
Don't give a fuck.
Fucking cat. What's up with your arm?
My little fucking arms fucking break your neck. Yeah, I work out.
You guys are awfully short.
I know, and they're bullying me, and and it's not cool.
What did they say?
They're saying that they're better than me.
Well, wait, how are you guys better than this guy? He's standing.
I can't leave you alone for a minute,
He
can
doesn't stand
I?
on all four legs.
I had everything under control until they blew up the bomb.
Yeah, dude.
You alright?
Make a homie.
Nothing that years of therapy won't fix.
Finna make me cry, dog.
Well, if it isn't
No
the beautiful
cat.
and talented Elaine Fisher.
Flattery will get you screen time.
Yeah, I'm more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Victor Sullivan.
For Christ's sakes. What do you say we get out of here before we attract any more attention?
Well?
Little present from Sir Francis.
Oh, so you found the coffin. Wait a minute, is this what I think it is?
Drake's lost diary. He faked his death, just like I said, Sully. He must have been onto something big.
Yeah, well, let's just keep that between us.
Thanks for the loan, Mr. Drake. I think I've earned a look at that diary when we land.
Come out, come out.
So look, when Drake sailed into the Pacific, he took the Spanish fleet completely by surprise. He captured their ships. He took all their maps, their letters, their journals, and he
Tom
recorded
Hanks is a
everything
fully
in his
fledged cool
diary.
cat. The kind who spends a good portion of the day ignoring you and pretending he's too cool for affection, only to turn into a high-maintenance purr machine each evening.
Yeah, so this...
See, Drake discovered
And Ralph, well, he's since become a lot more sociable, although he still enjoys time by himself on windowsills, in the bathtub, and pretending he's a monster under the bed.
man only interested in the climax. He must be a real hit with the ladies.
And we've not let them outside just yet. We felt they just needed a bit more time to fully bond with us. In the meantime, they don't seem particularly bothered about being stuck indoors, although Ralph's become a rather keen amateur birdwatcher.
He was onto something
Now,
big,
I don't consider myself quite a crazy cat person enough to throw them an all-out half birthday party, but I do want to use the opportunity to spoil them even more than usual, and try out some weird and wonderful cat toys and gadgets I've been itching to buy. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. First up was the cat activity board. It's full of these little nooks and crannies that you fill with treats, and the cat has to really think about how to get to them.
That's why we have insurance, right?
And to go with it, I bought them a whole load of treats.
Oh no, the camera? No, the camera's fine. Don't worry about the camera.
Tom Hanks is in charge, so Ralph didn't really get to look in to begin with, but Tom seemed to be enjoying himself.
Fine. You go on out there and you tell her, we just found the lost city of gold. Maybe her producer can
He
get it
couldn't
on
really get the hang of the clear bulbs,
Nate,
and soon grew
you trust
frustrated, which meant it was Ralph's turn. And Ralph seemed to be much
Good.
more
Because
dexterous,
we're going to have every
particularly
two-bit
when it came
scumbag
to
in
the
the world
tunnel.
racing us to this treasure unless we cut her loose right now.
You're a real gentleman, Sully.
I know. It stinks.
Overall, Tom Hanks gave the toy a firm 7. I think he'd prefer being quite literally spoon-fed the treats, but it did get him thinking and a bit more engaged than normal. Ralph was a bit less generous with his score. He's definitely not as food-oriented as his brother, so it's a 5 from him.
So just give me the camera.
Using all that brain power is thirsty work, so the second gadget came as a welcome relief. It's a cat drinking fountain. Lots of cats will only drink from running water, and Ralph in particular can be a bit funny about what he drinks, often preferring to drink from glasses and cups around the house and his own water bowl, so I had a feeling he was going to like this one. Tom Hanks seemed very interested when it was empty, but lost all of that interest when I added the water.
I'm not as
Ralph,
jealous.
however, was straight over, as predicted, and absolutely loved it. I think we're going to have to find a permanent spot to keep it now.
Well, that was different. Although I must admit...
Tom gave a 2, but Ralph didn't hold back, awarding the fountain 10 out of 10.
Hang in there, old-timer.
Next up was the scratching arch, consisting of a carpet-covered base and a wire frame covered in bristles. Tom Hanks took an immediate shine to it. If I'm honest, I didn't really expect either to be fussed by this one, but I've literally never seen Tom behave in this way before. In fact, I'd go as far as to say I've never seen any cat this enamored with anything before.
really think Francis Drake came all the way up here, huh? We're an awful long way from England.
Once again, Ralph didn't really get much of a turn. He did have a brief sniff, but couldn't really see what all the fuss was about. Given Tom's reaction, I'm sure this is something Ralph will warm to later, but for now, it's a disinterested 2 out of 10, whereas Tom Hanks unquestionably awarded full marks. I saw this fourth present online a while ago and just had to try it out. It's these grooming gloves covered in silicone spikes that massage the cat and remove loose hair. I tried it out with Ralph first, given the fact that he's an enormous fluff ball. And he loved them. He was purring within seconds and rolling over to let me reach his other side and fluffy belly.
This is like trying to find a bride in a brothel.
Tom Hanks was pretty indifferent. I wouldn't say he disliked them, but he definitely wasn't interested. One of the big features of these gloves in all the reviews is how easy they're supposed to be to clean. And it was kind of gross, but the hair came straight off in this huge, thick web. At least it will mean less hair shed around the house, or later coughed up as a hairball. From Ralph, it was another 10, and a 2 from Tom. This last gadget was something I stumbled across in a shop. It was the last one they had, and reduced, because the dome is a bit scuffed. I didn't really expect them to like it, but I thought I might as well try it out nonetheless. It might seem cruel to confine a cat to such a small space, but these rucksacks are intended as an alternative to the conventional cat carrier. The cat isn't really supposed to enjoy it, but it serves a purpose. It's functional. And as the cats are still housebound, I thought I could use it to give them a little taste of the outdoors. Tom Hanks didn't have any trouble getting in, but I don't think he really liked it. I took him outside only very briefly, but then it became really clear he didn't like it, and so I immediately came back in. I didn't even bother with Ralph. Even as an alternative to a cat carrier, it just doesn't feel very secure. I could feel Tom wriggling around, and there wasn't enough space for him to settle down and get comfortable. So from me, it's a definite 0, and Tom Hanks too. If you have any recommendations of toys and gadgets your cat loves, I'd love to hear from you. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video as much as we did making it. Ralph and Tom, they're my favourite little pussycats. Ralph and Tom, they're my favourite little dudes. Ralph has very fluffy ears and Tom's a long cat. They hope you like their videos and subscribe too.
Try pre-sorted prescription packs, delivered at no cost. At CVS.
Don't worry, your train will be here in just a quibby.
Why would I feel guilty?
This is a very crudely made stethoscope microphone, and this is my favourite sound in the world. Meet Ralph. And as well as purring a lot, he also meows a lot. And I mean all the time. Okay, I think you get the picture. From the moment we adopted him, he'd let out these tiny little meows, even on that first journey home. He meows when he wakes up. Good morning, sleepyhead. He meows when he's hungry. And then he meows when he's no longer hungry.
Looks like the Spanish got here before he did.
I could list reasons all day, but just know that in any given circumstance, he's probably meowing.
I'm up to my eyeballs in debt.
Sometimes I pretend we're having conversations. Well, technically we are having conversations. I just like to make up his replies. Hey Ralph, what's up? Not much, just YouTube stuff. I'm filming a video right now, actually. Yeah, sure, anything you like, go ahead.
Yeah? Look who's talking.
That's great advice, Ralph.
What's that supposed to mean?
That reporter?
But then in December, his brother Tom died.
Elena? Please.
I was distraught,
Snuffed any
and
chance
Ralph
with
was
her
even
the
more
second
so.
we ditched her on that dock.
For the entirety of their lives, they'd been together, from when they were abandoned, rescued, and adopted, to all the adventures they'd had in the year
Then, my
since.
friend, you were in big trouble.
They were inseparable. They could always be found sleeping together, or playing together, or just up to some sort of general mischief together. They were Ralph and Tom, but now it was just Ralph. I don't know if Ralph really understood what had happened, but his meows turned into these long, heartbreaking cries, as if he was asking where his brother was. And soon I became aware of something. I was now his best friend. And now he wanted to sleep with me, and play with me, and get up to all of that general mischief with me. And you guessed it, the meows got even more frequent. Which gave me a very strange idea. Allow me to explain, and bear with me on this one. When you play a piano, a real acoustic piano, you press a key, connected to a hammer, which strikes a string to produce a sound. And if you press the key really aggressively, the hammer hits the string harder and produces a louder sound, and the same if you hit it really lightly. However, when you play an electric keyboard, no sound is physically produced. Rather, by pressing a key, you trigger a recording of a real piano.
16
someone sat at the piano and recorded every single key one by one. And not just once. They play each key at over 100 different velocities, ranging from very softly to very aggressively, so that the keyboard responds depending on how hard you play. Another example is that horrible vocal preset most keyboards seem to have. You know, the one that sounds like this.
Alright, let go. This ought to hold it.
Again, someone somewhere has stood in a recording studio and literally recorded themselves going,
That was it. This place has a back door.
And mapped it to a keyboard in order to turn their voice into a playable instrument. It's just me in a fake moustache. Well, what if instead of that someone somewhere, I used Ralph? I'd need a portable recorder, a bag of cat treats, or let's say two for good measure, and one very talkative cat.
See if you can light it.
But in true cat fashion, Ralph just wouldn't meow, not even once. I don't know if it was just a typical stubborn cat mentality, or maybe he simply didn't like the recorder being shoved in his face, but either way, he was giving me the silent treatment. I tried sparking a conversation. Hey Ralph, crazy weather at the moment. But he wasn't in the mood for small talk, and even the treats didn't work. I just got whacked in the face by a giant fluffy tail. However, there was one other way. You see, we keep Ralph indoors overnight. It's what most cat authorities recommend, and it's what the charity we adopted him from requested we do. Plus, it just gives us peace of mind. I mean, occasionally he's naughty and stays out on one of his adventures, but for the most part, he's come to accept his bedtime, and it's just become part of his routine. But sitting beside the cat flap and meowing non-stop for 5 minutes is also part of his routine. And this would be my opportunity. It was a slow and tedious process, but after several nights' tantrums, I had everything I needed. So in my head, I promise you this was a really good idea. I'd imagined it would sound like an angelic choir of Ralphs, all singing together in wonderful harmony. But what I've created is the stuff of nightmares. There's only really an octave of playable notes. Anything lower has been pitch shifted into oblivion and sounds utterly terrifying. And the higher notes are equally as horrific. But this sweet spot in the middle, well, it's passable, I think. Yeah, maybe it'll sound better in the context of a song. Let's never speak of this again. I did manage to find this kid's toy called the Meowsit keyboard, which claims to be exactly what I was trying to make, and to be honest, it does a better job than I did. But but it's very clearly faked. It's just a human in a recording studio impersonating a cat. Meow. I guess this bypasses the problems I encountered, but it's cheating. So in summary, if you want a fake fraudulent human pretending to be something they're not, go for this keyboard, or just open Instagram. But if you want the authentic, feline, albeit slightly nightmarish real thing, then you should record your own cat. Even if the project was a complete disaster, I got to spend some quality time with Ralph. Life is short, even more so for a cat, and I got to spend a few precious days hanging out with my newly acquired best friend, which is time I consider very well spent indeed. Ralph and Tom, they're my favourite little pussycats. Ralph and Tom, they're my favourite little puss. Ralph is very fluffy, and Tom's a long cat. I hope you like their videos and subscribe to.
You are beautiful.
You know what?
You are smart.
Oh, I miss you guys.
You are strong. You are kind. You are perfect.
Pretty cat. I'm wondering what happens if I clock him.
Larry's just crazy mean. You just gotta be. For me, at least, I'm not gonna walk down the aisle until our cat is no longer crazy. It's the end of the line for Larry.
Every morning I have to chase Ruby around the house and get her to go into the bedroom. Come on. And she attacks me. I think she got a bait or something. I have to be able to control Ruby. I'm afraid she's gonna attack one of my clients.
I'm Jackson Galaxy. I'm a musician by night and a cat behaviorist by day. I've met cats with all kinds of problems. I've never met one I couldn't help. In my career, I've worked with thousands of cats one-on-one, analyzing their behaviors and reaching